Yeah, I think this is we are celebrating our 25th anniversary for New Skin Malaysia and 26 years for New Skin Singapore. Yeah, I really want to take this opportunity to really thanks New Skin, for their relentless support to all of us for the past 25, 26 years. Yeah, can we give them a big round of applause? Yeah. Because honestly speaking, support for a month, support for a year, I think it's easy. But continuously, relentlessly support for 25 years, honestly, and more to come, isn't it? Yeah. I think that is really not easy. I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate this. Like, Steve, I think, can we give Steve a big round of applause? Yeah. And also Shirley as well. Give Shirley a big round of applause as well. Steve, I think Steve just arrived yesterday morning. And then I have a chance to have a dinner with him. And he did the sharing today. And tomorrow morning he's flying back to US. Or tonight, flying back to US. Wow. Another big round of applause. I think Steve has illustrated who are New Skin, isn't it? Yeah. So you're asking a fun fact, right?
Yeah.
Both of us has been in New Skin for 25 years. Yeah. You want to guess how old are we?
25?
25. For me, it's easy. I started at 29. So this year I'm 54. Yeah, one more year in Malaysia I can call senior citizen. No, it's true. Yeah. I every time I go to go to buy something, sometimes they say senior citizen got discount or anything. I really hope that I want to. But you want to guess how old is Junman?
Yes.
Guess.
6, 7. 6, 7. Okay, I will be 67 in 2 days' time.
Yeah, let's get it. Can we wish Juman happy birthday?
Thank you.
1, 2, 3. Happy birthday, Juman!
Thank you. I want to say before we go on, I never imagined in my wildest dream at this age, I'll be playing soccer. At this age, I'm still getting an income from something we started 25 years ago.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Correct, yes.
I didn't know exactly how old is Juman. I know Juman for a long time. I thought he is probably like me, 50 something. And then yesterday he was saying about he's playing soccer 3 times a week. I'm a sport person. I'm still active. I play pickleball. But football, soccer, no joke, man. And he's playing full game at 67.
Wow.
Shall we give New Skin Product a big round of applause? Yeah, thank you.
Now, I am making a big sacrifice to be with all of you here because right now the soccer game is starting in Singapore.
Okay, thank you, Joy and Jun. You know what? What we listened just now is they're having a 2 different interests, but then here they are together with us in New Skin. So let's just go back to the beginning. Joy, I would like to start with you. For someone with such a strong corporate background, right, owning accounting firm and sitting on the boards of public listed company, New Skin seems, I would say, a very different path, So how did New Skin journey begin for you actually?
Yeah, I think when I was preparing for this, right, I was like, wow, that's a long time ago, 25 years ago. Recalling all the old memory. A lot of people was wondering, how come me, as my background, I would choose to do New Skin. I just want to tell you, I do it because, in Chinese I say, 我是一个疼老婆的男人啊. I'm a person that I love my wife. I do it because of my love for my wife. I'm not sure about you guys, do you agree?
Yes.
Person who loves the wife deserves success, isn't it?
Yeah.
I only hear the lady's voice. Well, I share with you. I tell you the reason behind. You know what happened. When I was married for about 2 months, I just got married for 2 months, and because at the time my wife was working in the multinational company as an accountant, similar background as me, and work in a big company, they have a lot of stress, a lot of reporting, So every night she will come back very late, and it's your newly wed wife. Every time when they come back late, home, you're stressed,
Yeah.
What do? They complain. They nag. So for me at the time, I was like, newlywed, you can't just say, shut up. I never do that now also, okay? Yeah, okay. Yeah, so of course never do that. So I was like, inside me, I was like, still cannot tahan, cannot stand, So at the time it was during a family dinner, my sponsor, which is my brother-in-law, Mr. Yap. Can we give Mr. Yap, Mrs. Yap a big round of applause? Yeah, thank you. I think he will be recognized tonight as our new COE3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate, that he dared to open his mouth and say, "Oh, Nu Skin is here," and that's all. And you know what did I do? I just raised my hand and said, "Okay, can I sign up?" I don't know how many of you is like me. Just raise your hand and say, "I want to join Nu Skin." I think not many, isn't it? Yeah. So, but I joined at a time. I want to do it for a simple reason. I just want to find something for my wife to do. Okay. Yeah.
It's all about life.
Yeah. This is my love for my wife. I actually at the time, my financial everything was okay. She doesn't need to work. I'm fine. I just want something for her to do. So that is how I sign up.
Okay.
So for her, I just buy her a nice product, and she has a lot of skin problem at the time, pimples problem, and Nu Skin product sometimes is so amazing and solve her skin problem. And after she solved her skin problem, she attended one of the meeting, and she was so excited and say, "Yeah, Nu Skin I think can do." And for me at the time, yeah, good, do. Yeah, I do because I just want her to do, but not me.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Sorry for that.
Yeah, you want to hear a bit long, but I try to cut it short. Why not? Yeah. Well, at the end, I share with you guys how did I really get into it. Okay, I got into the business at the time. It's like I support her all the time. I said, "Yeah, do Nu Skin. Yes, I support you. Yes, you must do." I encourage her. And when she come home and she's telling me there is a meeting, can you come with me? Can you accompany me? For me at the time, I was like, okay, I'll go. I support you, so I'll go, but I never show up. Okay. I fly kite for a few times, and then until one day, you know what she said? If you fly kite again, okay, you don't come home. So for me, as you know, do I have a choice? I don't have a choice, right? So I came to a meeting, At the time, meeting is not big. It's just few people, not that many people. I think I remember only 3 people. And two of them is me and my wife. So you don't think then it's easier to do that now, okay? I can tell you. Yeah? So at the time, I think sometimes in life, probably one mindset or one, a principle or one mindset probably will change your life. At the time, the speaker was telling me something. He asked me, have you thought about what do you want for the next 5 to 10 years down the road? Would you be able to have more time, for your family if you continue doing what you're doing? So for me at the time, I run my business, but I know if I continue doing what I'm doing, I will not be able to achieve that. So for me, inside me is I want to have a change. To cut the whole story short, I just share with you one more story. When that was how I get started. When I was doing the business just a few months, at the time my grandma, 90 plus years old, still around.
Okay.
You know, okay. And my grandma was wondering, you know, the time I lived with my grandma, and my grandma was saying, "What are you doing? How come every night you are out and then come back late? You know, what are you doing?" She was wondering. Then I was wondering, how am I going to explain to my grandma what is new skin, right? So I remember my grandma is very good in you know, sewing and knitting. You know, when she was young, she sew and knit and sell to make a living. I was telling my grandma, I said, "Grandma, now do you have income? Now at 90 years old, do you have income?" She said, "No, because she can't see very well because of eyesight. You know, 90 years old, you can't really stitch anymore, right?" And she said, "No, I got no income now." I said, "Grandma, what if when you were younger, you know, the time, and there is someone who want to be an apprentice, want to learn from you how to knit and sew, and the reward was everything that he or she sell, you know, and whatever the proceed that she make, she give 5%. Is that good or not?" Then my grandma was like, "Oh, that's good. If that's the case, then I will be having income, isn't it?" I said, "Grandma, it's not just that, you know. I said, not just your apprentice, but your apprentice can also teach people. Your apprentice, after we all pass down how to do it, and whatever they do, you also get 5%. Then my grandma's, I'm a Teochew, probably you don't understand Chinese, right? She said, "慢慢去走，慢慢去走." We quickly do. I believe my grandma, 90 years old, can understand that. I believe all of you can also understand that business. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Junwen, what about you? Coming from a stockbroking background, right? How did you get started in this business?
Okay, I still remember I got a call from a complete stranger on January 2nd, 2001, round about 11 a.m. Now, this person is also a stockbroker like me, and this person was introduced, the intermediary was an American guy who was previously my biggest client in Southeast Asia stocks. In fact, I bought a lot of stock for him in this country, stocks like Renault, UEM, and he was one of the biggest shareholders of the non-big shareholders, so to speak, institutional shareholders. And prior to that, we had just come back on the 28th of December from around the world trip for 1 month. So you can imagine, 2nd of January is the first day of school, first day of work. First, she called me at the right time. Because if you call me at 8 a.m., I will not take your call as a stockbroker. You call me at 11 a.m., sort of tea break, you know, we put in some trades, you know. So she said, "Would you like to come to an opportunity meeting tonight, 2nd of January? What is it about? Your friend told you to come, New Skin." Okay, I have some idea. New Skin is a skincare company. So I called my wife. So my wife said, "House is in a mess. We've been away for 1 month. What is this meeting?" And by the way, it was a Tuesday night, which is our regular movie night. So I said, "But if this guy is the bridge and asking us to go, it must be something big, right?" And when opportunity knocks, why don't we take a look? After 1 hour or so, nothing happens, there's no loss. But what if it's something that is big? So that's always been my attitude. No money, just go and see. At the end of the meeting, when the speaker asked, "Who wants to do this business?" I put my hand up and said, "My wife will do this business." Okay, not because I think it's the ladies. My wife is also very successful. She's a stockbroker and so on and so forth. But because at that time, my wife had been saying to me, we've got 2 young girls, "You're making good money, I'm making good money, but what's the point of making all the money in the world if your kids are brought up by your helpers? It's nonsense. Yeah? We should take care. Actually, I want to stay at home and take care of them." So I was very afraid of that, because when you have a powerful woman like that staying at home, you're going to be in trouble. So I decided she must keep busy. Okay? And also as a good stockbroker, I'm not going to let her earnings potential go to waste. So we were looking at business, maybe Pilates, maybe education. But every time we look at a business, all the negatives creep up and we never got started. So long story short, she starts going to the meeting. We know recruit people and so on and so forth. Then until one day, maybe about a month, 6 weeks, she said, you better come and look at this. This is much bigger than you think. So I took another look, that it really opened my eye. So most people go to such a meeting and come away negative because it's a scam, it's MLM, it's no face, it's ladies' products. Whereas I tend to look at who are the people doing the business, who are the people buying the products. Now, I've never used skincare prior to that. I totally did not believe in supplements, but I believe in data. If the company is really so successful and selling and people keep buying, but more importantly, I look at the people doing the business. All spectrum of people, but significant number of people who are professionals like myself and my wife, business people, men, part-time then full-time. These are high opportunity cost people with lots of face to lose. They had no prior knowledge or talent or skill. How come they then go on to be successful and live the kind of life we all want to live? So from a business perspective, I look at it, no risk, no capital, no overheads, no inventory. And through that, my wife and I can build a local regional business and truly enjoy that income. Of course, I understand the flow, but after flow of income, but after having enjoyed the time freedom, financial security, and peace of mind, that is truly the priceless part. Because the flow of income you can calculate, it's just a number. But the peace of mind and the health and the time with my family is unquantifiable. But I think what really got me thinking was what the speaker said at the end of the evening. Before you make a decision, what is the risk of doing versus the risk of not doing? Now, going back to my life, and later you will hear a story, I know that most people will say, I walk away, I can do other things. I already know the life I've enjoyed. Today, a lot of people don't do this because they fear all the things that could go wrong. But today, I feel a chill thinking, what if I had not done it? If I had not made the decision to do it, I certainly know where I'll end up. Fatter, less healthy, constantly worried about money, probably making some reckless investment, lose more money, put more money in, lose more money. And I don't think I can support a family the way I have done all these years. So I want you all to bear that in mind. What is the risk of doing versus the risk of not doing?
All right.
We'll come back to that later.
Yeah.
You know what? Sorry, I just want to add one more thing. I totally agree with what Julian said. Because, I think all of us experienced COVID. COVID is a time that this question struck me. I was telling my wife, oh, hang on, lucky that we do new skin, right? Yeah, even though we locked down, but without any worries. So just imagine if I was not in, my life would be so miserable. I think I resonate with what Julian said.
Yeah, thank you. So you know what? That's interesting about both of you. You guys have started a very different situation, but I can see the similarity. This quote about behind every successful man, there's always be a woman. Yes. You know what? That is why you guys started everything. I think it's very interesting. So that's why. But I also believe that starting is one thing. Staying is on another. So on doing a business, we know that there will be ups and downs in between, right? So I wanted to ask Junwen, what were some of the up and downs that you faced, and at the same time, what kept you going actually?
Okay. So when we decided we wanted to do this, I asked my uplines, can you list for me the challenges that people face? So they give me a fact sheet, rejection, loss of face. Some people will ask me, are you sure or not this product can sell? All all these kind of things. So I look at it, I concluded these are the typical problems of any sales job. Whether you're selling property, selling vacuum cleaner, it's the same, you know. Your product is too expensive, how do I know, blah, blah, blah. I said, no. Those are not the main issues. This is just part of the landscape. But when I really questioned and I understood what was the main challenge was belief. Can you, in your messaging, show people and enough people come forward to believe that this vehicle will solve the major problem they have in life? Okay, so to quote Steve Lunn, or to paraphrase Steve Lunn, our business is about solving problems. Okay? Actually, life is about solving problems. Okay? So if you can solve, the bigger the problem you can solve, the bigger your business. On the face of it, our products solve many problems. Weight management, you saw the parade, energy, and skincare, hair, and so on and so forth. But the biggest problem is solved by the opportunity. What is the biggest problem? Whether you are poor or already comfortable, the biggest problem that can be solved by the opportunity, not having enough money and running out of money. That to me, if you can solve the problem, you will have a fantastic business. And this is the problem, the opportunity. So in answer to your question, to sum up, first you must have that belief. But the challenge is that, can you find enough people to have that belief? They come in, they say they believe, they do, they drop. Let's go again. Then they go again. Is your belief then eroded and shattered to the point that you quit the business? Or you must keep going until you find enough people to go to the next stage. So to me, this is the biggest challenge we all have to face in building an organization.
All right, but and there's a belief you'll be able to overcome it, right? So I like about it, but Chua, I know that your journey wasn't a straight line as well. So especially like in the early years, I would say, maybe you can share with us your experience.
Yeah. Well, of course, you are New Skin staff. You are able to see my journey. You know a lot of my downlines. Of course, many people see me now, and a lot of people perceive me. I'm is a very positive person. I have a very famous quote. I always tell everybody, every happening is good happening. So a lot of my downlines, when they meet me, they were like, "Chua, you don't understand me. Because you have never gone through any challenges." I say, bullshit. How can it be possible that I have never gone through any challenges, right? Yeah. Can we put on the PPT? I have a graph to show all of you. Yeah. I think this is this is my income graph, actual one. When I achieved my COE 1, New Skin Management give it to me. All right. So when they send me look at this, do you look at the turning point? Many of you know my story. If you know my story, my turning point was when New Skin introduced TRA. Okay, so that was a turning point. Well, I think everybody wants that outcome, the curve later on, right? But I want to ask you, can you look at the circle that I circled, the one in front? If you look at the circle, it's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. I mean, it's the same like our TRME program. I believe all of us here have tried the TRME program. TRME program, you want to lose weight, right? Losing weight is not straight line. Even the PRISM score, you want to go up, also not straight line. Everything, there's no straight line. Everything is like up, down, up, down, up, down. Like weighting, our body weight is up, down, then going down. PRISM score is up, down, going up. You understand what I mean? Yeah. Your success actually is not just New Skin. Any success out there is the same, isn't it? Yeah. Correct? It's like you need to go through some, yeah. But the key thing is, you look at 1 year after my turning point, after they launched TRA, you look at it, actually, the increase also not a lot. And 2 years later, only then you start to see very significant thing. And 3 years later, I achieved my COE 1. Yeah? I just want to share this quote from, Alibaba Jack Ma. Jack Ma, there's a famous quote, he said, today is difficult. Tomorrow is even more difficult. Okay? And what is that? Today is difficult, tomorrow is even difficult. But the day after tomorrow is beautiful. But most people die at tomorrow evening. I can tell you, a lot of people probably die at turning point. And also many people die at 1 year later. 1 year later, it's not obvious. And because I can tell you, anything you do, giving up is easy. You want to persist on, it's tough. Like if you want to six-pack, right? Yeah? Of course. I also know if I go to gym every single day, I can have six-pack. Yeah? I mean, theory is easy, isn't it? Yeah? But when you're doing it, the thing is you need to persevere, you need to have the determination in order to achieve it. I think likewise in the new skill business the same. Yeah. I just want to share with you guys what was my thinking at the time. At that up down period. For me, I'm very clear. Because of my background as an accountant, as a company auditor, I've seen many businesses out there. Okay? I never believe in overnight, overnight success. I never believe in my life. No such thing. If there is, it's not real. Okay? So for me, there is a phrase, it's called Rome is built. Rome is not built in a day, right? I mean, same thing. If you want this kind of outcome, you want to build this asset, you want to have, flexible time outcome, it will take time. So for me, I understand it takes time. And then the second thing is, I've never done sales before. I've never done this ML before. I've never know how to do this business before. Do I need to learn? Yes. Yes? Even though tomorrow a lot of people like to nowadays a lot of people when they want to do business, right? A lot of people like to go and open the F&B. I can tell you, you think you open the F&B, you achieve success? Sorry, you also need to learn. You also need to have that learning curve. But the good thing, like what Julian said, in New Skin, the so-called learning curve is risk-free. There's no risk. I've seen many businesses out there. I've seen many traditional businesses, right? They can be successful 99 times, but sometimes one decision made a wrong decision and everything gone. But in New Skin, the beauty of New Skin is you can fail 99 times, but one time you do it right, and your life will change forever. So for me, this is basically the outcome of me persisting, And I think Asmil was saying, what is the challenge? I can tell you, after I do the New Skin for a while, right? The challenges in this business, I would say, is emotion. It's emotion. Why do I say so? Because what you will face in New Skin is people say no to you. Okay? Whether they say no to buy the product or they say no to do the business. Correct? Anyone got anything else? Anyone here? Do you have any other challenges in New Skin? I think basically the challenge in New Skin is just people say no at the end. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal? Not a big deal, right? 1 no is not a big deal. 2 no, is it a big deal? 3 no is a big deal? 5 no's? Maybe still okay. I can tell you, after 10 no's, 20 no's, what is the big deal? You start to doubt. You start to lose belief. You start to have emotion. You understand what I mean? So you ask me, doing New Skin, what is the challenge? Is to handle your own emotion. And also handle your people's emotion. So I think this is something that the only challenge in New Skin. So how to overcome all this? I just want to suggest one thing. In New Skin, what I love about New Skin is that I think all of us can find a mentor. Okay? Find a mentor, find your uplines, grab them, work very closely with the upline, trust your upline unconditionally, because he or she will be the one that will bring you to success. Alright? Can we give the upline a big round of applause? Yeah. I just want to show one more graph. I show one more graph. Yeah. Okay. You see the line that I plotted? I'm an accountant. Accountant like to plot, right? When New Skin give me that my New Skin income graph, right? I plotted when I do not do New Skin, what would my income graph would be? Okay, and this would be the best scenario. Okay, well at the beginning, my traditional business income could be more than New Skin. Okay, but I think at the end of the day, is there a difference?
Yes.
Is there a difference?
Yes.
And just for information, that is when I achieved COE 1. Now I want COE 3. You understand the difference? When I look at it, you ask me, is it worthwhile doing New Skin?
Yes.
Yes. It will change your life forever. Thank you.
Alright, very good to you guys. And I think what this shows us that growth doesn't always look like straight line, but the progress as long as it's still happening, right? So, listening to both of you, it's clear that the journey came with up and downs. But you know what? Sometimes people think this business is about income only. So, but usually when people stay long enough, it means you found something more, right? Because you stay here for quite some time. I'm really curious, beyond the business itself, what has New Skin really given to you? Dilwan, can you share with us on this?
Okay, so first, let me talk about the products. The slide, please. Okay, at the bottom part of the slide, you will see it, there was me with my golf shirt. That was me pre-TRA, which was 20 years ago. Okay, then you see the series of pictures. I dropped the weight. I think I went from 82 to 74 kilos. And the interesting thing is that no rebound. In fact, 20 years after the program, I had more muscle than before. Okay. So I really like the Chinese title of TRA, which is 人生最后一次减肥. The last time you will ever do weight loss, which is really true because I did it one time 20 years ago. So I have never done TR90, I have never done TRB. Okay, I take my edge and all that. So this is amazing. So that's really getting my health back. Now, if not for these products, how could I be playing soccer 3 times a week? I won't go into something else too much, except to say that both my knees have been operated on for meniscus tear from all the years of playing sports. And my orthopedic surgeon said, I think you better do something gentler, like walking, swimming. You can pretty much forget about playing soccer. But thanks to Y-Span, really thanks to Y-Span, I was able to play soccer again. I'm not sure if legal rights me to say it, but I already said it. So that's on the health side, for someone who never believed in supplements, for the weight management, for someone who never believed in all these calories, in calories, it's very simple. Just eat healthily, do lots of exercise. But I think TRA proved me wrong. That all the people you saw up here already shows you the products, so there's no doubt about that. As for beyond the health part, next slide please. These are pictures of my 2 daughters' graduation ceremony at Cambridge University, And I know for all parents, it's very important for us to be able to send our kids to the school of their choice. In fact, I also do goal setting for them. I said, if you can make it to these universities plus these UK universities plus these American universities, Daddy and Mommy will pay for you. Otherwise, you go to the local U. So in the event they both made it, But they did ask me years later, Daddy, you would really have not sent us overseas if we didn't qualify. I said, you would never know, would you? But you decide to take this seriously. So I think even for them, goal setting is very important, right? Set a goal and go for it. Now, what do these pictures show? And then I was able to bring my mom to their graduation. I'm able to spend time with her. Sometimes on a Tuesday morning, I say, Mom, I'm coming over. She says, any particular reason? No, just come over for a chit chat. I bring her for her checkup. She's 88 this year, and she's still strong as an ox. You know? The one supplement she asked for is our Flex Care. Occasionally some knee issues, and she loves it. Okay, she doesn't want to take the rest of the stuff. But again, I'm very thankful that I'm able to spend time with my kids growing up, with my mom, now that she's aging. And what I wanted to say, when people ask me what are the benefits of doing Nu Skin, I say I'll give it to you very tangibly. First, the holidays, the lifestyle, that is a given. But if I can use this money instead of my savings to send both my girls to overseas universities, is it worth it?
Yes.
I think that's worth it. Otherwise, I will have to deplete my cash. If I'm able to spend time with my kids and my mom, it's a one-way street. You know, very often, my two girls are now 35 and 31. We still go back and talk about, wow, you remember that basketball game when you were 10 years old in that semi-final and I was there? And we reminisce. Time only goes one way. You can't turn the clock back. So I'm really appreciative Nu Skin for giving me the opportunity to be totally with them in their growing up years and even today and with my mom. And I want to just tell one final story. When people take the supplements, they say, yeah, I feel a bit of energy, but I don't feel after a while there's a lot of difference, right? So I said, yeah, but all the studies prove it. So recently, I had more than a health crisis, not just a health care, but quite a traumatic health episode. To summarize, towards the end of 2024, I was feeling something was not quite right and my tummy was bloated. And specifically on December 28, 2024, I was admitted to hospital, A&E department of the Singapore General Hospital. Within 1 week, they had to operate on me because I had at that time an unexplained blood clot which had cut off the blood from my small intestine to my liver, so much so that parts of my small intestine had died. So before the operation, I asked the surgeon, give me the worst case scenario. He said, worst case, if I cut out a lot of your small intestine, you'll be on immunosuppressant drugs for the rest of your life and food will not taste the same again, but you will live, but much more diminished. But in the event, the operation went well, but the post-surgical complications came in, infection. Effectively, I went in for a second operation. So I had two major operations within the space of 10 days. When I saw my legs for the first time in 2 weeks, I almost cried because they were like little sticks. So in 2 weeks, I probably lost about 15 kilos, lost everything of my muscle that I built up. I stayed in the hospital for 2 months.
2 months?
2 months, okay? And later on, the surgeon was able to say to me, he said, you know, at your lowest point, you were the most optimistic person in the room. We were very worried for you. Yeah? My wife, at that point, later on, she told the two girls, I think your daddy has given up, you know. But the two girls were on my side, saying, that is not daddy's character. Because I said very little. Whenever they come and visit, I said, you better go home now, you better go home, you know, rest. You need to rest, you know. So people said, what were you thinking about? Actually, I think about nothing. Then I just told the doctor, tell me what I have to do, I will do it. But actually in my mind, I was thinking this. There is no reason why someone like me, who has led such a great lifestyle, with all the great supplements, will not pull through and recover. So on this chart, I asked my doctor, I want to ask you one question. I said, can I go back and play soccer again? He said, not many people ask this question, you know. He said, I'm sure you can go back and do some sport, but soccer at your age, pretty traumatic, I'm not sure. But in the event, in 4 months, I got my weight back. In another 2 months, I got my fitness and my strength back. In fact, today, I'm stronger than before in the gym. My resting pulse is back to 40 something. And my hemoglobin count, which is the stuff in your blood, red blood that carries oxygen, the blood lady said, I don't know how you do it, but it's off the charts. Okay. So what have I learned from this episode? Number one, these things happen sometimes you don't know. Okay, by the way, the reason this happened, just to let you know, is not because I had bad health, but because I had an infection which was undiscovered, which was lying deep there. Somehow the confluence of inauspicious factors, when they came together, triggered something autoimmune. My cells attack each other. So bad luck, you could say. But going into that, because I had that reservoir of health, it was able to prevent me from going lower, and it gave me the springboard to bring it back up. So, you know, I used to tell people, Nu Skin is an anti-aging company. But I tell you, after this episode, I tell people, Nu Skin is a life company. It gave me my life back. So to the point that Steve raised earlier, how much is a good supplement worth to you? Is it worth to you more than your Starbucks coffee for $3 a day? I think I can answer that question. How much is your life worth to you? Okay, so to sum up, I think this particular episode taught me that if you can get your health reservoir and your buffer at the highest level possible, do it. Do it. You may not feel it, you may feel that by taking LifePad and WisePad and OurSpad, I feel good, but I don't feel very much different from a month, 2 months ago. You don't know. The foundation is there, and when you need it, you're not going to regret not having it. And also, I also know lying there for 2 months, I never worry about income. In fact, I never look at my VNG at all, because I know it's running. Because I don't want to think about that. I just want to think about getting back into health. So I think I don't wish this upon anyone, but often when you stress test something, then you know how good it is. And I think Nu Skin products and opportunity truly prove itself in this case. Thank you.
Wonderful. And now you're playing soccer again, right? You're playing soccer again, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
My wife is not very keen, but she said you better go and play. Otherwise, I'll be very unhappy.
Wow, wonderful. Thank you, Jung, for the sharing. Chuan, how about you? Can you share with us?
Yeah. Well, when I was, I always loved kids, So, as I mentioned just now, I just got married for 2 months. Then I get to do Nu Skin, right? So when I was doing Nu Skin, right, I also never stopped making babies. Yeah.
I get it.
You got it? I put it very direct, easier. For me is I have gone through 7 years not able to conceive. I've gone through IVF. I've gone through many whole process. A few times, IVF 2 times, and there was no outcome. You ask me what is my greatest, benefit from Nu Skin. I think first of all, I really want to thank Nu Skin product because TRA helped me to slim down. Helped me and my wife to slim down. Sorry, I'm not making any claim, but it's a true fact is as you slim down, the chance of conceiving increase. And then my 2 baby is natural. It happened. I can tell you, this is the greatest, happiest moment, that I ever had, in my life. If you really ask me what does Nu Skin give me, that is not money can buy. That is what I never expected. Okay? And I think last night during the dinner with the management, I was telling the management, and Jungwon was saying, I got 2 kids, right? One is 17, one is 13 now. I do not know, because I always let my kids to pursue their dream. They can pursue anything they want. I do not frame them and limit them. But I say I can't guarantee whether my kids will do new skin or not. But I can guarantee you, I believe one of them will do new skin. Why? I tell you the reason why. I think my two of them, they went to a school trip to Japan for skiing. Just I think 2 months ago, they went for a skiing school trip. And after they come back, right, I said, how was it? Yeah, it was fun with friends. But my boy was saying, Daddy, I still prefer go with you. You know why not? Because after we do new skin, the quality of life that we provide them, the hotel, the food, the flight, they come with me, they sit business class, they go there, all squeeze, Of course, I can tell you, if I do not tell them you must do new skin, but I strongly believe, at least one of them eventually will do new skin. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I know. Because I think the event team is chasing for timing already. You all want to hear lah? Nobody want to hear so little.
We have 10,000 here. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So event team is not I want to say. It's they want me to say. Okay. Okay. So what new skin had transformed? Actually, new skin transformed me totally. There are two key unexpected outcome, other than the lifestyle, whatever thing they provide us, which I expected. Two things that are unexpected is, one thing is, new skin transformed me as a person. Okay? Many of you never know. Actually, like what Steve said, some of the leaders are introvert. Actually, I'm one of them. Okay? I was one of them. I've never done any sales before, And last time being a accountant auditor and company auditor, what does your auditor do? Auditor always in the room. No, auditor not just in the room. Auditor always look at all the bad, now the good. You know, right? They will only pick on all the bad, now the good, right? Yeah. So that was how it was. But I think in New Skin, this whole journey, it made me to become a better person. Because in New Skin, if you continue to be introvert, if you continue to be like pick on all the bad, you're not able to see the good, right, in people, right? You're not able to do well in New Skin business. Yeah. I remember one of the New Skin regional convention. I think that was many years ago. At the time, I was invited on stage, and at the time, the CEO of the company also asked me. He asked me at the time. I just achieved my COE1, and he asked me when do you set goal to achieve your COE2? And I told him that actually I never set goal about I want to become COE2, but I always constantly thinking as to how to help people to achieve COE1. Because the nature of this business is all about depending on how many people you're willing to help. When you are able to help more people to achieve their goal, their dreams, then you fulfill yours. And naturally, I think 2 years later, I achieved my COE2 at the same time. Yeah. So I think And one more thing I just want to share. One more thing is other than it transformed me, it also helped me to pass down all these good values, to my children. Put it this way, in New Skin we always tell our people never give up, right? I also always instill to my children that never give up. Yeah. I remember my girl when she was around, I think 3 or 4 years old. Yeah. I picked her up from her preschool. Yeah. And then asked her, what do you want for lunch? And then she was telling me, I want these black noodles. Black noodles. I said, okay, I'll bring you there. I'm gonna go there and buy the black noodle for you. And when I reached that shop, right, the shop was closed. You know what did my daughter say? Daddy, never give up. Okay. You think what do I do? Of course I have to find the black noodle for her. Yeah, I think all these things has been instilled in her since young. Yeah, I just put on the screen. There is a this is a bit far for you guys to see, right? Is it? Yeah. Basically, it's a speech that she wrote. She was invited to do a philosophical speech in school. You don't look at the title. The title is very philosophical. But I think because I heard a lot of praises about her speech, so I get her speech. I said, "Can you send me a speech and take a look?" And this is the first page of her speech, right? And then you look at the second paragraph. She was saying that growing up, my dad used to tell me to be the best you. Remember New Skin? We were talking about discover the best you.
Discover the best you, yeah.
Yeah. I always wonder, why is it be the best you and not be the best you can be? He said, well, when I asked that question in the backseat of my dad's car, it went unanswered. Actually, I did answer, but she didn't hear it. I believe that he did not have an answer, but that afternoon, I watched as my dad walked up on stage in front of an audience. I think that was when I was recognized as a COE3. Yeah. Just like I am now and spoke. He said that those two additional words may seem like a small, insignificant change. However, those two additional words have the power to redefine the meaning of the whole phrase. By striving to be the best you, it means you are constantly trying to improve yourself, even though you reach your goal. If you tell yourself to be the best you can be, it creates an implication that there is a limit to self-improvement. If you hold the idea that there is a limit to self-improvement, you'll be stuck in the same position for the rest of your life. I never started Discover the Best You. It was New Skin who started Discover the Best You and Sing Into Me. And New Skin platform allowed me to discover the best me. And this spirit, when she heard this, and she applied in her life, and she said, you're going to unleash the potential. And she said, both my kids, they are the top of their school, they are the leader of their school, they participate in all things in their school as well. So I really want to say thank you for New Skin. Thank you very much.
You know, this is a very inspiring story that we heard from both of you. But of course, I wanted to ask you this as well. You know, in New Skin itself, we know that there are many opportunities out there today. You know, so Junwon, why do you still believe in New Skin? I would say, like, why New Skin, and why now?
Yesterday, I was having a conversation with one of my leaders. I said, "How's it going?" She said, "Wow. It's getting tougher. Business is getting tougher. Employment is getting tougher. New Skin business is getting tougher." I said, "Why is that?" "Inflation, war." I said, "These things will be with us." In fact, this morning I just read Meta is cutting 10% of its workforce. Microsoft is cutting 7-8%. And these are companies doing well, not doing badly. So we have to accept the world out there is getting tougher, whether you're in employment or whether you're in business. And even for the big mega businesses, they are doing well, like Microsoft and Meta, they are cutting people. So take that as a given. So why do I think the New Skin opportunity will still thrive? First, if we were to look at the products, is the market for products that will improve the way you look, give you more energy, improve your health, help you lose weight and keep it off permanently? Is there a market? Is it stagnant or is it growing? I think the answer is very obvious. Has New Skin got the best in class for these products? Again, I think you know the answer. More so if you have tried it and transformed yourself. But more importantly, at a time like this, going back to one of my earlier answers, what is the biggest challenge? What is the biggest problem we have? Not enough money and running out of money. More so with inflation, more so with the risk of job loss. So I've always said, when the night sky darkens, the star that shines, the true star, shines even brighter. Now, New Skin is that true star that can light the path for you to achieve a better future for your family and transform many people's lives. So when I look at it, I say, what is there not to like? If you can show me another opportunity that can allow me to transform my family's fortunes and livelihood for the next 5, 10, 20 years, in the midst of all these mounting challenges, I will thank you. And I think often those of us really here, we underappreciate how big this opportunity is, how much can help people. And sometimes when we say it, we don't say it with a full force. So I would say at a time like this opportunity is more valuable than it has ever been.
Wow, yeah, it's about the opportunity that we have right now. So, your thought on this? Why New Skin?
Yeah.
Why now?
I saw a video on social media there's an interview with this Jeff Bezos, and people was asking Jeff, what are the things that will change for the next 10 years? Jeff Bezos said, actually he never look at what would change for the next 10 years. He's focusing on what would not change for the next 10 years for Amazon. Yeah? For example, for Amazon business, what are the things will not change for the next 10 years? People want fast delivery, people want lower prices. Yeah? So Amazon focusing on this, what will not change. You ask me in New Skin, what do New Skin provide? You ask me, do people want to be healthier and slimmer in the next 10 years? Yes or no? Yes, right? I think Steve just now showed a statistic, right? I checked to the Malaysia Health Ministry statistic. There was a statistic saying 10 years ago, the overweight percentage of Malaysians, it was 44%. Okay? After 10 years, now, the percentage of Malaysian overweight is 54%. It's increased, not reduced. So I think we all have a lot of job to do, isn't it? We need to help more people to slim down, isn't it? I believe Singapore is the same. I don't think it's getting better. It's because of McDonald's. Yeah. So and also you think about you ask me, is there opportunity? This opportunity is always there. Does people want to have more flexible income? Yes? Does people want freedom? Yes? I can tell you, this thing will not change. So this is what we provide. So for me, I say, especially now, we all know that the world is now full of a lot of uncertainty and instability. The war, AI, a lot of things, right? You ask me, like what Jordan said earlier, I think this is a better time, to do New Skin than ever. Actually, many businesses out there, they face a lot of challenges now. Yeah, and we need to go and help them more. Thank you.
Alright, so I would say that what we hear just now is about the opportunity is always there, right? But the real question is, when do we start to act? Right? So I think it's very clear that why we still believe in this platform, but in the end, nothing happened until the decision is made, right? So before we close our session today, if there's one message we'd like to leave for everyone here, right? Especially for those who are still thinking, what would it be, how can they do, and so on. Chua, can you share on this?
Yeah, I just because on the way here, I just saw a video on social media, and I just want to borrow this video to share with all of you. Can IT play this video?
猜猜看，这两个女孩谁会赢？